Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome.
How Olori Naomi was able to win the hearts of some of the biggest, names in the Lafogidi ruling dynasty is what everybody is marveled about, including the Oni of Ife. As you all know, Naomi is not coming from any ruling house. Naomi is not even coming from a royal family, except from the kingdom's royal family, the kingdom of God. God is faithful and God has shown himself really strong in the life of Olori Naomi. Now, something is happening in the palace. Now, after the full moon ritual, there have been this, uproar on immunity. Now, it's not so much of like a big deal, like the whole Ife is born, It is just that Kabiyesi, for some reason, has been so persistent. It's almost been as though it is not Kabiyesi. Kabiyesi is standing firm on removing the immunity from, his Oloris. Ebony specifically, Ikpi, and Gospel specifically. Now, initially, as at last week, we heard that Blobro is part of the people that they want to remove immunity from. But from the look of things, they might not remove immunity from Bloblo because the last, council meeting they had, I think Bloblo, I think there are reasons why Bloblo is may not be affected. Okay, Kabiyesi has been given reasons. A lot of people have given Kabiyesi reasons, and Bloblo has already also begged Olori Naomi's mother and the father and everybody. A story which I'm going to bring to you later. Okay, it looks like they will not remove immunity from Bloblo, but you see Ebony, you see Ikpi, you see Gospel. Now, don't go and quote me somewhere. I did not tell you that Kabiyesi is divorcing them. Kabiyesi is not divorcing them. As a matter of fact, if you're sitting down and you're hoping that they will not be attending parties or they will not go out with Kabiyesi again, it's not true. They will. They are still wise to the Oni of Ife. Now, more than ever, I now understand what removing immunity is. Removing immunity is to make you stand on your own and not stand under the coverings of the Oni of Ife, so that when you decide to pick Naomi's hair and go and give it to a Babalawo to do something to Olori Naomi, the gods will strike you directly. It will, even in spite, they will strike you by on your own. It will not be on Oni of Ife. And the shield, the covering of Oni of Ife will not be there to protect you anymore. And now, why do women get married to the Oni of Ife? They get married to the Oni of Ife for influence. They get married to the Oni of Ife for affluence. They get married to the Oni of Ife for protection. They get married to the Oni of Ife for connection and a whole lot. But you see that protection, the moment they remove that protection from you, it might be secret, like they may remove it secretly. But the moment they remove that protection from you, it's like you are on your own. To your tent, O Israel, that is what you will be. Like that is what it will be for you. That is what everything about you will be like. You will be on your own. So removing protection from you is a big deal. And this is what it's about. So now, since they have had this back and forth movement on removing protection and not removing protection, the Lafogidi rolling house have been protecting, part of them have been protecting Ebony so much. They could care less whether they remove protection from Gospel. Gospel is from Ijebu-Ode, and Ikpi is from Kogi. Yes, whether they remove protection from them or not, it's not even their business. But their business is that they should not remove immunity from their daughter. No. And Kabiyesi and those who are on the side of Kabiyesi, they are saying, no, it's not going to happen. Should we not remove immunity from your daughter? She's so unrepentant. She will come here and continue to cause chaos, continue to cause problems. Now, in a way, a lot of people are saying it's even a good thing that Ooni of Ife had to fight so hard. Ooni of Ife had to go through everything that he went through, because if he had not gone through the things that he went through, I'm sure, really, really sure that Kabiyesi would not have seen it necessary to stand firm on his ground that they should remove that immunity. Right now, they are removing immunity. They want to remove immunity. The immunity is causing so much problems. But the biggest part of what is, surprising everyone is how elders from the Lafogidi ruling house that one would have thought would be fighting to remove Oni from that position. Not like all of them, or some of them, some of the biggest names are standing on Olori Naomi. That if immunity is not, that they are traditionalists and they believe in their tradition and custom and culture, and one thing they want to do is to protect the sanctity of the culture of Ile Ife and the tradition. That any one daughter or one son who is going to cause them to lose all of that, they are not going to stand by them. Like they are factions now. This faction is now standing up, acting as though they are for Olori Naomi, and they are insisting that Ebony's immunity be taken away from him. Now, this is where everyone is surprised. What the hell is going on? Now, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Delaram. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the source. It's still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you so much. I love you. I share all my people. If you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Happy birthday in advance, Mommy Abe. 24th of July, our Mommy Abe will turn 60 years old. Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to your grandchild. Today is his or her birthday. I want the name of that child. Happy birthday to you. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Della Wright, I love you guys so much. Without you, I will not be here. I will never stop appreciating you. Della Wright, my Della Wright, my own people. Della Wright, my Della Wright, my super people. Eshe o, adupe o, my people. Queen Naomi one of the biggest elders in the Lafogidi ruling dynasty. The Lafogidi dynasty is one of the 4 principal ruling houses in Ile-Ife with deep ancestral ties that reach back centuries into the very heart of Yoruba civilization. It is from this same Lafogidi lineage that Ebony and her sister, Bloblo, emerged to prominent figures who would later become deeply entangled in the private and public affairs of the Oni of Ife. For as long as people could remember, Ebony had carried herself with a kind of unchallenged authority that came not just from her noble birth, but also from being one of the eldest, woman with a tie to the Oni of Ife. So what that means is that, she was betrothed to the Oni of Ife, right? Yes, by family arrangement that were cemented before either of them fully understood what marriage entailed, okay? Ebony's betrothal was less a romantic choice and more a political decision to strengthen alliance between ruling houses. Over time, however, Ebony's influence grew far beyond just being a wife. She became a voice many elders would rather not cross, and a figure that even the palace chiefs learned to tread carefully around. Bloblo, on the other hand, had long chosen to stay out of palace dispute, especially when it concerned Olori Naomi. From the beginning, Bloblo, was fighting and fighting. At some point, she realized that if she continued fighting, things would not go well with her, and she decided to wash her hands off anything that has to do with Olori Naomi. Ebony fought hard to ensure Naomi would never find true comfort in the palace. Her scheme, whisper, manipulations, and outright coldness became part of, the air Naomi bred each day. Yet, strangely, Naomi's resilience only seemed to deepen. It was almost almost as though every cold shoulder, every private insult simply clothed Naomi in more grace. Even elders who once held Naomi at arm's length because of their loyalty to Ebony found themselves quietly impressed by her composure. But then things began to shift in Ile-Ife, the Oni of Ife, under pressure from spiritual revelation and a sense of ancestral obligation, started contemplating something that no one saw coming, stripping certain wives of their royal immunity. In Ife's, spiritual structure, royal wives were covered by a sacred immunity by virtue of being married to the Oni of Ife, who himself is regarded as a living deity. This immunity made them untouchable even by the gods themselves. It was a protection that ensured that no matter their personal failings, they were shielded from spiritual retribution. Misdeed that would normally attract the wrath of deities were overlooked because of their covering. But now the Oni of Ife felt pressed to act. Too many things had gone wrong. Too many quiet warnings from the gods had come. The land needed cleansing, order needed to be restored, and the only way to grant it that is to allow the laws of tradition to take their full course, even if it means some of his wives could become vulnerable to divine judgment. The Oni, however, is not aiming for divorce, intended to remove immunity so that any wife who defied traditional laws will be accountable. In his mind, it is a way to discipline without necessarily sending them away. When this idea became known, the palace and the entire ruling class erupted in quiet, tense meeting. Elders from various ruling houses gathered to discuss what this meant, especially for women like Ebony, whose influence stretched far beyond their chambers. Many argued passionately that Ebony, at the very least, must be spared. After all, she had been with the Oni from the start, had shared his burdens long before Naomi ever came into the picture, and her position is deeply tied to powerful alliances. Yet, what shocked everyone is how some of the very elders from the Lafogidi ruling dynasty, who had always stood solidly behind Ebony and against Naomi, began to shift their position. They argued that the Oni's destiny is at stake, that Naomi is no longer just a wife but a crucial spiritual partner necessary for his continued success and the peace of the kingdom. They admitted painfully that as long as immunity continued to shield people like Ebony, Naomi would never truly find peace under the same roof. They acknowledged that Olori Naomi's presence is not mainly ornamental or emotional. She is a vessel tied to the Oni's destiny in ways that none of them could ever understand, but all of them had come to respect. The most surprising voices came from old men who had once sworn never to allow Naomi any comfort in the palace. They sat in hush gathering under ancient trees in the palace courtyard, their gray hair bow as they confess that the signs they are seeing, the restless omens, the unexplained calamities, narrowing, avoided all pointed back to a household that was spiritually out of balance. Naomi needed to be at ease for the Oni's reign to prosper, and if that meant stripping immunity from certain wives to ensure order and fear of consequences, then so be it. These elders are standing up for what is right. Meanwhile, Ebony found herself in a position she never imagined possible. For the first time, she could feel her support system slipping. Where once every elder in Lafogidi would thunder on her behalf, some now, those people that used to stand and fight so hard for Ebony and would swear that Kabiyesi will not continue, they will all they will uncrown or they will remove Kabiyesi if anything happens to Ebony. All of them are shifting position right now, and people are asking what the hell, as in what is going on? What has changed? What happened? What is the problem? What is going on is what everyone is asking right now, and everybody is marveled on how Olori Naomi was able to win the hearts of, Ife elders the way she did. If it is not God, who else could have done this? I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.